The active shooter starts in the room and it starts over here. Does it benefit you to run over and try to stop him? It doesn't necessarily hurt, but you can also walk right out the door. So would I be mad at you for escaping? No. Your goal is to survive. But when you counter, you have to work together. If one of you attacks them, it's going to be a whole lot harder to stop them than if everybody attacks them. So that's where we start doing swarming stuff. If you were to have to counter, so when you guys barricaded and locked down the door, I know you guys had this in here, did you guys gather weapons?
Yes.
Okay, what do you guys gather as weapons?
Books. Like textbooks.
Okay. What other stuff do you guys have?
A stapler and some scissors.
Scissors are more your close
textbooks,
combat type of stuff, so you want to get some stuff from a distance. You guys need to realize that you can stop this. Noblesville is a prime example. Kids and a teacher stopped it. So if you throw stuff, but if you throw all your water bottles and you throw everything you have right here, what do you have to do after you throw all those things? You just have to do something else. Because if you throw everything at me and then you stop, what stops me from just shooting you then? Nothing. So if this is our bad guy, bad girl, and she comes in and she's being a bad person and one of us comes to attack them, to swarm and to stop her, and we grab an arm, I've stopped her. She's right-handed. I've stopped her gun hand. But what can she still do? What can you still do? So then, if I'm doing this by myself, I'm still going to get hurt. So if I have someone that helps me, another volunteer. Come on, somebody. You'll get a chance too. So you would come up and grab her other arm, correct? So then she stopped. And then I would need more volunteers. Why? Because of the legs. Guys, part of countering is a mental thing. If you want to be a victim, you will be a victim. You have to be a survivor. That is your only job. So you have to have in your mind, no matter what happens, you're going to live. Now what that means is, you're going to do some stuff to the bad person you wouldn't normally do. My wife is a vicious person, but she doesn't look like it. You wouldn't expect her to be able to do mean things to people. But I've told her she may have to. She usually does it to me. So if you grab somebody's joints and you hit them the wrong way, it will stop them. Everybody cringes at that because this is a really nasty thought, isn't it? Fingers, you start bending fingers, getting a hold of a finger, that hurts. You start biting people. It's funny, but you got to think about this. If I'm going to shoot and kill you, what are you going to do to stop me? Are you going to dig in somebody's eye? I will pop an eyeball out. I will go home at the end of the day. I got 2 boys at home. I always go home. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter who I'm fighting. You guys have to have that in your gut to know that you're going to make it. It sucks, guys. This sucks to talk about. This isn't something everybody hates the cops and thinks we're out to hurt people because we talk like this. It's not because we want to hurt people. It's because we want to live. We've got to survive. If you had an active shooter start, the main goal is that it has to start someplace. The reason we start with our doors locked is because this is shown to stop active shooters. When they were going through Noblesville, he was jiggling doors trying to get in doors. They started from a place where their doors were already locked. That's why we're changing that. As much as you guys hate it and as much as your teachers hate it, it's really, really good for everyone.
Now, this is just to simulate, obviously you would not have this, but this is the weapons that you would be grabbing in your classroom. That's what this simulates. And then, I wish we had our foam balls, but we don't have those with us right now, because there will be some that will be back further in throwing things, and then some that will be close by. And then some of you will just you want to keep moving. Moving targets are harder to hit. So when you are doing your counter in class, you want to just keep moving, grabbing more things. Some of it will be from far away. Some of you might leave and flee, and that's okay too. Like Officer Doherty said, it's about survival.
And it's something you guys, if you think about this, I don't know if anybody in here is a hunter or not, but when people go hunting and it's coming up on deer season, or it's deer season right now, you don't shoot the deer that's running away from you. You shoot the deer that's standing still. And the main reason is it's extremely hard to hit a moving target. And moving just a degree over, especially with a pistol, makes it really, really hard to hit what's going on. And they started training us to hit moving targets and to move with the targets. But law enforcement officers, if we get in a shootout, we're within about 7 feet. So about this distance, about the length of a car. And the idea is it happens mostly on traffic stops and things like that. So if I have someone step out of the car and shoot at me, if I shoot back, I will hit approximately 30% of the time. It's 3 out of 10 bullets. You guys watch the movies, right? He hits when he's like shooting all sideways gangster style. I can't hit him if I'm trying to at 7 feet. Active shooters are 50% higher. Why do you think they have higher hit rates than police officers do? Do you guys practice more shooting than I do? If I got a semi-automatic gun, I got a rifle in my car. What do you think they shoot better?
Oh, because the students are sitting still.
Because the students sit still. Don't sit still. And that was the Cold War drill. I'm sure maybe you guys had it at some point, especially if you transferred, where you held in place and you just sat underneath your desk and held on. Doesn't feel good, guys. That's why they have so much better hit rates, because they can walk through and do it. That's what we want you to do. So
do you not recommend that we do this then? Like hide? Like is that's
no, we want you to hide, because what it is, so if someone's banging on this door, I can shoot through this door. This is a wood door. I can shoot through it. Concrete, I'm not going to be able to shoot through as easily. But if I have you guys spread out, even if I'm popping rounds through the door, I don't want everybody bunched, because unfortunately, if someone gets hit, it won't be everyone. Now, the moment this door comes open and the barricade fails, that's when it changes. So we want everybody quiet and still so he doesn't wake. Active shooters are not going to mess with the door, because they want to get as many kills, as many hits as fast as they possibly can.
Do you recommend, with where my desk is, with proximity to that door when we were talking in here, is that a good place to hide under there or not because of the wood?
I would probably be in the back of the room when we're still in the barricade, and then once that person would step through the door, that's
so
when
there's all
would
kinds of
spread
places
out.
you can hide it.
Right.
And in all honesty, if it were me as a staff member or me as a police officer in here, what I would be doing is we would have this barricaded, and I'd probably be about right here. And yes, he could shoot through the door and hit me, but my main reason is I've got concrete here to help stop it. But if he were to come through that door, I'm instantly going to be able to grab his hands. So he's got to punch through this glass in order to get through, and that's why I show you that elbow thing, or I show you those fingers. Because if his arm comes through that glass, that arm now belongs to me, and I will not let it go. I will keep that arm until there is no other choice, until I am so exhausted I have to
So
let go.
if I were brave enough, that's where I should go.
You are brave enough. It's not about if I am, you are. You immediately have to know that you are brave enough.
After I wet my pants.
Hey, it is something they will show you in combat, whether it be military, police, or anything else. That's one of the first things that
Any of
goes.
y'all want to help me?
Bowels and bladders, guys. It's a pretty nasty deal. But the thing is, you know what? You may pee your pants, but did you live? Absolutely. And you know what? All your kids are going to sit here and make fun of you because they're like, oh, our teacher peed their pants. Guess what? They survived because of you. And you guys survived because you fought back. That's the thing. All right? So, you're obviously my bad guy because I'm picking on you.
All right, so we'll take this. Now, what I wanted to do is, Senora Delp, will you go up front? We're going to pretend that this is like a pair and share activity because we want to simulate it's coming from within and you don't know it's coming.
Okay.
So you will have it kind of in there, and perhaps you're the first person that's alerted to something's going on. So you might say, hey, Mrs. Delp, or you might say something like that, but everybody should be normal. So let's have normal some way, somehow. So,
As normal as you can be.
I don't
so
know.
Senora Delp is
Under our
going to
desk.
speak in Spanish and have you doing an activity. Pretend, put the weapons down, because those are supposed to simulate things in the room, so you might have to go get them. That you grab.
Okay. You might have a book or something on your desk that you could throw, though. I mean,
Right,
okay,
so you just can't hurt our person.
If somebody yells stop, so everybody here is responsible for safety. So at any point in time, if someone hears safety, that means stop. Okay? We did this. Is anybody from Shamrock Springs? Anybody go to Shamrock Elementary School? So you know Principal Hedges, Mr. Hedges? Yeah, when we yelled safety, the teacher's like absolutely pounced on his back and we're still beating him up. It was really funny to watch from my end. But since we're dealing with another student, let's be nice.
Safety is the color
Safety,
word.
it means
Your
stop.
safe word. Safety.
Okay.
All right, so we're just going to keep going with class, though. Okay.
Okay, vamos a hablar de México. Pienso que podemos hablar de la playa, posiblemente. Vamos a hablar de...
Come on, you guys are stay on. You can stop there, but that's fine. Safety. Okay. So guys,
I want to try again.
well, but here's a good
I
thing.
feel like I didn't have a weapon to actually...
As funny as that is, that's how it's going to be. Because
Yes.
are you guys going to expect it? No, it's going to be an absolutely shocking, terrible thing. We are trained to respond immediately to threats like that. You guys aren't, and we still are delayed. I like that you left. Guess what?
It's too far to
Yes,
swim.
and you survived. And that is only your job. I don't like that nobody else helped him stop him. It's not because you have to, guys. I'm not telling you have to. But you guys are over here cornered. And if you guys run to that corner to get away, if he still turns and addresses you, there's no place to go. So you don't have to. And this is a sucky scenario, and some of you may not like this, and it may bother you. But that's the whole point. This is going to be way worse if it actually happens. You have to stop it. Does anybody have any questions about that, or you want him to do it again so you can tape it as well? Okay. He's pointing the gun at me because he's going to shoot me, and I do this. It's not that it's going to stop him, but just like that, I had to move my head. So if I'm trying to shoot, and I'm aiming, and you throw something in my head, and I have to move, is it going to shoot you?
But like if I brought in a bunch of balls and we kept them in the back of the room and everyone grabbed one.
I don't want you to grab balls. I want you to grab hard things that are going to hurt.
Okay, so you would rather
Everything-
small hard things that you might not.
So in the middle-
Remember, these are only a symbol.
Yes.
Right.
So like in
Picture
the middle
things that
school,
actually hurt people in your hand.
in the middle school, we got a class that has a bunch of
Canned food, maybe?
canned food. Food drives are a great idea.
Yeah.
But if you have a canned food drive every year, and then those cans sit there until Thanksgiving, and you give them away, and then you do another one for Easter, and then you do another one for whenever, I think that's an awesome idea. I'm not saying you're getting it for weapons. I'm saying you're getting them because you're helping out people that need help. But I have a class in the middle school that has a bunch of pillows, and we were lucky to use those. And one of the things was, well, this is just a pillow. I can't hurt you. Guys, if I throw a pillow at your head, it's going to distract you. It's going to make you move. And if you don't move, it's going to hit you in the face. And you can't shoot while things are hitting you in the face, at least not well. So something's better than nothing, but I want you to have things that are going to hopefully hurt. Okay.
Baseballs.
Yeah, baseballs.
You can keep a bat in your wrist and you're baseball team.
Well, and I have like 2x4 back there. If y'all want to get like.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know. Okay, yeah.
Desks are good too if you can pick them up.
Pick up a desk and rush. Well, that's what they taught us, the staff, that we could pick up a desk and rush at somebody like behind a desk. So I don't know. They're heavy. We all have muscles. Okay, ¿está bien? Ok, podemos hablar de Machu Picchu hoy. Clase, vamos a hablar de los Incas.
Safety. All right, guys. Hey, guys. I know that we're stopping over here because we're not running out in the hall, but you guys get away. Don't hide behind that. Okay?
True.
Give me back my sweet cap gun. I don't want you to steal my material. Everybody knows how to hurt people.
Well, she's a second degree black belt in Taekwondo.
That's awesome. Does it hurt if you get bit?
Yeah.
You know how to hurt people. Bite somebody. So here's the thing. I'm trained. I wrestled in college. I've done defensive tactics training, and I've done everything. You know what's going to happen if somebody attacks me from here? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I know. What's going to happen is I'm going to do everything I have to do to survive. And it's great that you guys have skills, and that's awesome. My kid takes karate. He's 4, and he just did brown belt last night. Heathen. My kid's a monster. Both of them. So that's great, and I'm glad that my kid can defend himself. I mean, he's already defended himself in daycare when a kid was picking on him. It was just one of those things. But when it comes down to survival, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how you have to do it, you've got to do it. Everybody's responsible for themselves. Okay? Do you have anything that wasn't covered? Guys, is there anybody upset with what we've talked about? I don't like talking about it. It bothers me. I hate thinking about kids that are hurt. He's upset. He's one thumb with it. This sucks. You've got to realize that if we come into a building and someone's hurt, we don't stop and help them. We go to find that shooter. Because we know that if we don't stop that shooter, more people will get hurt. Statistics show that 80% of active shooters don't stop until they're met with another form of aggression. So it means someone has to stop them, whether it's you, your teachers, your admin, or us. And we're coming. We're coming no matter what. You need to realize that. We're all coming. When we had the Noblesville shooting, every department in the area was there. We're all there to help kids. That's why we do this. I had something else that I want to tell you guys. Yes, ma'am.
Would like yelling?
Absolutely. So if you're in lunch, as loud as your guys' lunches are and you're trying to study, is it distracting to try to study when people are yelling? Move, be loud, throw stuff, be wild and crazy. I know you guys are capable of it. Okay? This is not
hard
just...
when it's not an instinct. You know what I mean? That's, I
And
mean,
it,
so
well,
practicing.
so people have different instincts. You either fight, flight, or freeze. We don't care what you do as long as you don't freeze. We don't want you to freeze. Because if you freeze, that's when things happen. as much as this is a school issue, guys, this isn't something that's teaching you just for school. This is a lifelong skill now. We just had the synagogue that was shot up when we were doing the Alice training. For the teachers, we had the mall that was shot up where they were having a gaming competition. This is unfortunately the world we live in. Is anyone born? Who's the oldest one in here?
2001.
Well, besides the teachers.
2000.
2001, 2000. So I mean, 9/11 happened when you guys were just infants. It's a world of fear. You guys are indoctrinated different than I am. These things bother me. Okay? I'm glad you guys are doing it. I'm glad you guys participate. Does anybody else have any other questions? I want you guys to ask questions.
Other than, like, what would, I mean, if people are thinking, like, okay, this is a skill that I need to develop within myself to be a little more not freeze. What would, I mean, you could take a class, but, like, until someone's, like, coming at you, like, I don't really
It's
know
a
how
mind-
you develop that skill, like,
And that's part of the difference between police officers and teachers, because we talked about this in the class that I taught. Teachers think that they solve world problems through education and support and love.
and we do.
And they do.
And they do. We solve
Just-
problems with support, with love, but we also use violence if we have to. Unfortunately, violence solves problems. That's why we have militaries. It's not the thing we want to do. My goal in life is not to come into middle school and get in a fight with a middle school kid and have to hurt them. Never want to have to do it.
But if on our own we would like to kind of try to develop that instinct, what
It's
can
something
we
you
do?
think about. It's a mindset. Okay, so guys, I'm going to be walking on the hallway. I know I'm in the hallway. What would happen right now if there was a shooting that started? What would I do? I know that I can't fight. I'm not going to fight. I'm not a fighter. What am I going to do? You're going to run. Know where your nearest door is at. Know where your stairwells are at. Know where you're going to go. Don't stop until you're gone. Get away.
And pay attention to the doors as we're doing construction, because the doors that
It
are
changes.
accessible will be changing over the next couple of years.
Yes, ma'am.
So like, so you can get to your car, will you start you to get in your car, or will you just leave now?
So-
You're leaving and you could be the shooter.
I'm not as worried about that as I'm worried about the gridlock. So what's going to happen is you're getting your car trying to pull out, and you're going to have 50 police officers, fire departments, ambulances coming in there. Is it going to be hard to get away? Yes. Will it happen? Some kids probably will. I want you guys to go to your rally points, but guess what? If you're not at the rally point and you're not in here, you're safe. I'll come find you. I got power supply where you live. We'll make sure you're good. And I remember as you were asking that question. So, have an active shooter in the building and someone knocks on the door and says, "Please open the door. Please open the door." What do you do?
No, open the door.
So open the door. Guess what? I got a master key.
I just told them all that you had a key, and that in any other
Or
class, tell their
you know
friends.
what? If we have officers that don't have keys, we'll come get an admin. We'll make sure that you guys know what's going on.